Sometimes it's hard to just accept where you are right now in life. Sometimes you put in so much work, you put in so much effort, and you still feel like where you are right now is not where you think you deserve to be. It's not where you think you can grow the most. You believe that there is something else, that there is something more that you can and that you should be doing right now at this point in life. But for some reason, your hard work, your efforts just have not been rewarded. And you know what? It's okay to feel like that. We all feel that way at times, and you should feel that way. You should feel like you deserve, something different for the efforts and the hard work that you're putting in. But there's one thing that you should remember. There's one thing when you feel that way that you should tell yourself, and that is you are where you are supposed to be right now in life. This position that you are in, whatever it is that you're doing, is where you are meant to be so that you can fulfill whatever it is that you're working towards. I had a conversation with my coach the previous day, and time again I've spoken about the plans for the future and how if one thing were to eventuate for me or to occur for me, it would completely change the outlook for the rest of my year. And so when I think about what that one thing is and why that one thing has yet to happen, it's because I'm not supposed to be in that position where my plan would change this year. I'll give you an example. Say you were relying on having X amount saved up in your bank account so you could then go and travel to a different place overseas. But time and time again, throughout the year, all these unforeseen expenses keep coming your way. And so all of a sudden, you don't have the amount saved up to go to that specific place. However, because you're not going to that specific place, there are specific things that you're doing in the moment here in this area that you might not be able to do in that other area. And so as a result, you might think to yourself, well, like, hang on a minute, this is just so unlucky, life is just not going my way. This is rubbish, I don't feel happy about this. But little do you know, the things that you are doing now, the things that you are working towards now, is what is really required for you to be following that plan that God's got planned out for you. Where you are right now is where you're supposed to be. So because you are not able to accumulate all those savings and all those funds, you're not able to go to that overseas area. That is perfect. Because maybe there's something more to learn in this current position for you. Maybe there's people that you should be learning from. Maybe there's opportunities that are yet to come your way in this area that will help you grow, that will help you achieve whatever it is that you're working towards. When you think about it in that regard, any opportunity that begins to come our way, we start to take advantage of it because we then think to ourselves, oh, hang on a minute, is that the opportunity? Is that the reason why I'm still where I am today? It might not be, but then another opportunity comes our way. And then we think, oh, well, is it that opportunity? Is this the reason? And so all of a sudden now you're taking advantage of the little things. You're really maximizing everything in your vicinity to ensure that you're getting the most out of the environment, out of the situation that you're currently in. Because you know deep down that it isn't until you experience or you grow or you learn from wherever it is that you are, until you'll be able to move on to that next area, until you'll be able to, have enough savings to go to that next area. And it's amazing how life works that way. And even if you want to think that that's just some delusional talk that people tell themselves, sure, it might be. But if that delusional talk is going to allow us to take advantage of all the opportunities that come our way, then so be it. So be it. I'll be delusional. If it means I can take advantage of, some new instance or some new, event or a connection I've made with someone else, sure, there's no problem there. Because once you can start looking at life that way, everything that begins to happen around you, you start to think, oh, how can I make the most of it? Rather than, oh, it's all happening against me. It's, how is this happening for me? What can I do to use this situation to my advantage? You don't have that victim mentality in place. You've got that winner's attitude. It's, I can use that to my advantage. No matter what the circumstances are. If you feel like you're tied to a specific thing, how can you use that specific thing to your advantage before you move on to the next step? You might feel like you're tied to your job, even though you want to do something else. But maybe that job still has more to teach you. Maybe there's someone there in that job who hasn't had the opportunity to reach out to you yet, to give you a new opportunity in that position. There's always little things that you can get from your current situation now that you can apply to your life before you move on. Think of it as stepping stones. You need to go one stone at a time. You don't want to skip over one of them. Chance you might fall off. You might lose balance. Each stone is placed there at a specific distance from each other because that is how fast you are supposed to go. It's guiding you, it's pacing you. I guess it's the same thing with the opportunities and where we are in life right now. Where we are today is pacing us for where we want to go into the future. The things that are happening to us today is things that we may be prayed for to give us the ability to overcome in the future. Perhaps you might be in such a stressful job, a stressful environment right now at work, and you've been praying for the ability to have emotional stability. Because I know for me, that's one thing that I'm trying to, improve more and more. And so if you're in a stressful position at work, maybe that stressful position is there because that's God's way of giving you something to grow the emotional stability so you can apply it to the other areas of your life. You're not just going to be granted emotional stability like that. No. You have to go through an experience. You have to have a lesson or an opportunity that's going to give you the chance to build that stability. Maybe it's that job. Maybe it might not be. Maybe that job is just teaching you patience. Maybe it's teaching you hard work so that whatever it is that you pray for in the future, if you want to open up your own business, you have that patience, you have that hard work, you have that emotional stability that you learned from that job, so then you can apply it to that business. Things happen for a reason. You are where you are supposed to be right now for a reason. It can be very disheartening at times when you believe that all the things happening around you are happening against you. So reframe your mindset. How is everything happening around me happening for me? How can I make the most of the situation that I'm in? That is how you start to develop a more positive attitude, a winner's attitude, where no matter what happens in life, no matter how many times you get punched in the face, you are fully aware that that is happening for a reason because there is something to learn from that so that you can grow and that you can move forward in life and get to the position that you want to be in. So, with that said, no matter how many times in life things happen and we don't like the reason why it's happening, we don't understand why it's happening, maybe you were in, God forbid, an accident and you think, well, damn, now I can't go to work. Now I'm sitting at home and I have nothing to do. But then you think, well, that's a lie. I do have things to do. I have things that I've been putting off because I was busy with work. So let me make the most of this opportunity now. Maybe I can work on those things that I couldn't when I was working full time. And then all of a sudden, who knows what that could, eventuate into. Who knows? Maybe you start working on a little side hustle that you have. And eventually by the time you've recovered, that side hustle is no longer a side hustle. And all of a sudden now, you're planning to take that full time. Something that you never would have considered had you not got into that accident, had you not had the time off work to then spend towards building that up. And I know it's a very negative or pessimistic, scenario to use, you getting into an accident, but that's just one scenario that I could think of immediately. So think about where you are right now in life. Think about how you can use what's happening to you or around you to your advantage. Cast away that victim mentality, and you'll begin to see a lot more growth. You'll begin to see a lot more positivity come your way.